In this video, we'll be looking at doing a few quick calculations in Excel. So in this spreadsheet, we've got some sales figures and we want to work out the total amount for each branch. So one way to do this is to use the AutoSum feature, which is in the top right of the Home tab of the ribbon. And under AutoSum, you've got a few basic functions, including sum, average, count, max, and min. Sum is the one that adds numbers together. So if you simply click on it here, it will automatically put a box around the cells that it thinks you want to add up. In this case, because it was adjacent and there were no gaps or anything, it's picked up the correct thing. And you'll notice it's got equals, and a formula or function always starts with equals. It's got the word sum, which is the name of the function for adding up, and then it's got a pair of brackets. And underneath that, you'll see a tooltip that gives you a hint of what the formula is supposed to look like. B3 is the first cell here, and then G3 is the last cell here, with the colon indicating that it's all the cells in between as well. Then we simply press enter, and we'll get the answer. I'm going to quickly convert this to accounting format so it looks a bit better. And then you could repeat that over and over for each of the branches, but we can use the AutoFill feature instead to make it a bit easier. So go to the bottom right hand corner, get the black cross and click and drag down. And you'll see if we go into one of the formulas, it has copied everything and it's just moved down to row 4 instead of row 3, which is what we had originally. It has messed up our borders there, so I'm just going to undo that, and when we do it here, you'll see you get the autofill options, and you can say fill without formatting, which then does remove the number formatting. So I'll just add that again. Should have done it at the end with all of them. So that's a very quick AutoSum way of doing it. At the bottom here, you'll see we've got other functions that we want to calculate, so I'll show you another way to do it. So we could use the AutoSum, but you'll see because there's a blank space here, it tries to include that. So one way to remove that is to simply change it to say B9 instead of B10. You can also grab these little handles in the blue box, and that will change it as well. Your other option is to actually type in the formula yourself, which I'll do here for the average. So I want to know the average of the sales for January, so I'm going to type equals, telling Excel that it's a formula, and then I'm going to start typing average, and it comes up with all of the functions that start with that. So I can just double click on that. The capital letters don't matter, Excel will always change it to capital letters anyway. Then you'll see average looks pretty much the same as the sum function, it's just the word opening bracket, and now I'm going to click and drag to select B3 to B9, and I'm going to close my bracket and press enter. Similarly, for minimum and maximum, the functions are equals min, and select the numbers and close the brackets, and as you can see, Excel has turned it into capital letters. For maximum, it's equals max, as you can see there, and select there. If you were to use AutoSum for these, so you can use min, max, etc., you'll see it tries to select there, so you would have to move this box to the correct place. So any method is perfectly fine. It's whatever you're comfortable with and whatever works for the particular question. Now that I've got all of these, I want to do them for all the months, but I don't want to have a lot of work, so I'm going to select all 4 of them, the functions that I've done. I'm going to go to the bottom to the autofill handle, and I'm going to drag them across. And I suppose I can drag them to this column as well. You'll see a few of the columns then end up with these hashes in there. That indicates that there's not enough space for the number, so you just need to widen the column to fit. Okay, and that's a brief overview of AutoSum and basic functions in Excel.